Monday morning, back in greenhouse. Still haven't put that together, but I'll get it sorted out at some point today. I've just been looking at these tomato plants that we've got. I've been growing them indoors, and they're San Maranzo, an Italian plum tomato. And you can see they've put on a nice amount of growth. A couple are a bit taller than I'd like them to be, but that's because the light levels obviously weren't quite enough for them while they've been indoors, or the amount of hours they've had those lights on. But we can still fix that. All we need to do is bury these plants a little bit deeper. If you get real close up to this plant and look at that stem, you'll see that that stem's covered in tiny little hairs. If you bury that stem in compost, those hairs become roots, and then your plant is not only a shorter, more stable plant, but it will get a much stronger root system by doing that. So I'm just going to carefully lift this plant out. And when you take them out, don't get them by the stem, because you'll squash those hairs and then they won't become roots at all. So try and take them out by the top of the plant. Like that. And you can see that this plant, when we remove this, has got quite a few roots on it, but we're going to bury it right down to there. So as always, moving in a little bit closer, we need to make an hole right to the bottom of that container and then lift this plant in, and we'll try and keep it central, but you can see how much of this plant I'm burying right up to those first leaves that came out. And then we'll just fill in around that plant and push it down at the same time. And that's the extent to what we've buried this plant. And now that plant's going to grow a lot stronger, because it's going to put out twice as many roots. So just a quick water just to bed that plant in. That's all it needs. And sometimes when you do this, your tomato plants might start to fall over. That's perfectly normal. They will pick back up after a few hours. But once you've done that, don't put that in direct sunlight. Just give it time to adapt to this new container. So again, nice deep hole in that container. And we'll just get this one lifted out as well and get rid of that excess compost. And this one's also got a good root system, so we'll shake away that excess compost and then we'll carefully feed it into this new container, pushing it right down to those first true leaves that came out. And then we can infill a little bit extra around that edge as well. A little bit of water and we're done again. And again, you can see how deep we've planted that. So that's a pretty quick and easy job to do. But you want to be doing this to your plants if they've got too tall, or leggy as they call it. Because if you grow plants on that are already leggy, they're going to make very weak plants. And with just a little fix like that, you can have very strong plants. And then of course you need to keep those somewhere warm. It's not quite warm enough to keep them in greenhouse at the moment. So just pop them back indoors on a windowsill to allow those to grow on. And because we've potted them on, if they're getting warmth and light, they're going to start and grow even quicker. And since it's first day of spring today, we're getting ever closer to being able to plant things actually outdoors in greenhouses. So if you've had some plants indoors and they've got a bit leggy like that, you now know exactly what to do with those. They're not a lost cause. As long as you bury those plants as deep as you can, they will once again become very strong plants. I'm going to crack on and finish off this pack, and then we'll have a look round and see what else there is to do. And if you're interested in seeing what else we'll be doing this week, then please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell. And we'll see you next time. Take care.